Cameras move. Okay, all right. I guess that's enough said about that. Okay, I'm here with Amy Brumley, and I know that you know her. I don't even have to tell anybody who she is. You know her, okay? All right, Amy has been fooling with horses. Fooling, we'll say showing horses. Let's say showing horses. How long, Amy, we talking?
Oh, shoot. Probably, I don't know how long you've been in there.
I was young.
I mean,
and I'm old.
Well, let's see. Sue got me started, and that was
Okay.
probably around 19.
Yeah.
And do I need to tell my real
let's
age?
just say, let's say a long time.
Long time, yeah.
Okay.
That's gated horses, and then
Yeah.
prior to that, it was all quarter horses.
Right.
So
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. That is neat.
Yeah.
Huh. So, what did you start out with? Just with gated horses?
No, I started with the quarter. Oh, when I started gated horses,
Yeah, you started with
I had a trail pleasure horse.
Okay.
Yeah, and then moved up to country pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe I had a padded horse or two, then kind of bounced back and forth throughout.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's interesting when you think about it. Okay, there's something when you think about having different kinds of horses. It's not just a specific type of horse, but when you think about the different kinds of horses, it's the horse that you knit with, isn't it? Sometimes it really is.
Yeah.
You know, because you can knit with a horse that ain't no count.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we've all been through that.
Absolutely.
You've not. I've been through it way more than you have.
I don't know about that.
But when you think about horses, what horses in your mind, other than the one behind us, that stand out in your mind? You know, you rode a lot of horses, and you worked with a lot of horses.
That stand out in my mind to what division?
That you just whichever division's on your heart.
You know, really, honestly, anything probably Sue rode. You know, just growing up, you kind of always watched that. That always kind of set the tone.
Right.
She's, you know, probably been a big role model in a lot of people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably go with that because I feel like I can't pick an individual.
Right.
And then obviously I'm gonna go with number one back here.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, that's definitely ride or die back there.
Right. How many world champions you rode?
Oh, let's see. World champions, I don't know. World grands, I think we're at 5 or 6.
Yeah. That is a tremendous amount of world champions.
Getting there, right?
I mean, really is when you think about it. And you know, you think about times how I know we say it, okay, but I mean, the first one really stands out in your mind. You think about what you've done, but it's funny how it's almost like a good view from the house. It gets old, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can live near the beach, and a while you just say it's just the ocean, okay, or the mountains. It's just the mountains after a while, and then other people can drive into the same place. Same way, when you win and you have great horses. I mean, there's so many people standing there thinking about that, but it's I don't know. Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Keep that.
Yeah. It is.
Do you like working with young horses?
You asked me that because we just came out of there?
She just came out of a halter class. That's the reason I'm saying.
Yeah, got educated there. I really don't. I don't know. I've really enjoyed this horse. You know, we bought him when I think he was 3, coming 4, somewhere in there, and I've done everything with him. So, you know, going back to clicking with what you have, you know, I have enjoyed making him personalized to myself. So yeah, so it's like a 50. Yeah, we'll go.
I think young horses. I mean, there's a whole different type of emotion when you talk about working with a young horse.
Yeah,
seeing it move forward, seeing it progress.
There is. I would say in the last month with this halter horse, I have felt about every emotion you can.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I've heard you. You know,
you probably have.
When you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about now, let's when we talk about horses and talk about it, let's move away from Doc, okay? And let's talk about when you're looking at a horse that you like. When you see a horse here, what catches your eye if you see a horse that you say, man, I like that horse. What about that horse catches your eye?
For something to catch my eye, it needs to have a headset for sure. Okay. Something that's going to sit on the rail. I really like that because I feel like, you know, you can, you know, everybody can cut way in or you know, no matter the division, but you know, it's just sitting there and it's doing its job and it's doing it comfortable. Headset's probably my number one though.
Okay. Yeah. I know there's different things that catch people's eye when they're looking at a horse and looking for horses. I mean, it's some like a sweeping back end, some like this, and then well, all right, what is this, and what do you hate when you see in a horse? Because that's important as anything else. I mean, you know, I tell you what I hate. I tell you what I hate. I hate the crooked tail.
You know them crooked tails. They do. I do. You are
when
on
I see a horse that got his dead burn tail flung up like that, I think I would take $750 and go trade.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, I don't want to say too much because, you know, sometimes my horse might hit that as well.
Well, you don't like it though if it does.
And I don't like it. No, I don't. But every horse has a good day and a bad day, right?
What do you not like? If you see something doing it, there's little things that there's something you could see in an individual horse that you sort of, but there's something you say, I hate it when one does that.
You know what you know what really gets my gears?
Now, see, I'm getting somewhere, okay?
You know that not going back again to that not sitting on the rail and you know, if we're going racy and we're cocking our head and getting a little strung out looking, you know, I feel like a lot of people get excited and they lose what it's supposed to be about as far as showing your horse.
Right.
It's, to me, I like more style than I do speed.
Okay.
To me.
Yeah.
To me. Kristen has an awesome little horse, her little keg shot horse that I feel like is kind of like that one that's just a total package put together. Headset, front end, sits on the, you know, I might be a little biased because she is my best friend.
I understand you bragging,
you know, but you see where we're going.
Yeah, she might buy lunch or something.
Possible.
That's good.
Possible.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are things that you're really not specific, so I'm not going to really acknowledge that.
Oh, well, I hate to say.
Yeah, but you don't really say anything. You're giving. Well, I don't like one that is off the rail, got his head turned sideways, running a little bit.
Well, them daggone things do get to running.
I mean, I said specifically, I don't like one with this tail hung up sideways. Okay, so I mean, you're like ears pinned back, ears pinned forward. What do you not like?
I want one to look relaxed and like it's enjoying its job.
Now, that is poetry.
Let's enjoy our job.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of diplomatic, but I like it. It really is in there. Well, you know, horses. So, what makes you nervous? I see you get nervous, a little nervous sometimes. Is it you? Is it your confidence in the horse? Your confidence in you?
Honestly, I can't remember a time that I wasn't nervous before I showed.
Right.
I can't. I think it's just the atmosphere altogether. I don't care if we're at a Saturday night show or if we're here at the World Show. I feel like it's the same. It's just, you know, you don't want to mess up. You don't, you know, you want to have the best ride you can.
I think confidence in yourself. I think sometimes that with you, I think if you would ever get more confidence, and you have done great.
Are you calling me?
Okay. Well, I'm trying to be nice, okay? But I mean, you've really done great, and if you would ever admit that, and say, you know,
I lack confidence.
I'm the woman. I'm not the woman. I'm not making any announcement right here on this. But I mean, I can do this. You know what I mean. You know that. What did Thug Rose said? I don't know if you ever watch it UFC.
No.
She's a heck of a fighter. The whole time she's getting ready to fight, she says, "I'm the greatest in the world. I'm the greatest in the world." And she just kept saying, every time they say something here, she said, "Well, first, I'm the greatest in the world." I mean, you know, and so I mean, I think having confidence in yourself, because you've done some great things with horses. You really have, and you can't let yourself beat yourself down. You know, over that. You got to admit it sometimes, and that's what I mean. I admit a lot of things I'm really not that good at. I'm a little overconfident. Yeah.
I put my best effort in there. I feel like.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I
like it.
I do.
I like it.
I try my best.
All right, we've dealt with this.
Oh.
Okay, now let's deal with some other areas. Okay, we've dealt with the horses. We dealt with that. Now, why? When you take a look at, you do what you do. Okay, it takes a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of money. Okay, I mean, when you look at things, how can you explain that to people who don't do it? It's like I see people that take crack have a hard time explaining to people why they take crack, and they can't understand why you don't take crack.
It's probably real relatable.
So what I'm saying is relating horses to crack.
Yeah.
How can you explain to other people that are not in the horse world why you do what you do?
I feel like first you would have to probably be an animal lover. If you're an animal lover, then you're totally understand.
Okay.
You know, it's I don't know what else I would do. It's to that point that, and you have your race cars and whatnot, and that's your passion. That's what you love to do. This is what I love to do, and try to make that happen every year if
You
possible.
think that all weaves into your identity?
I think so, absolutely. Yeah.
That's what
I mean, would you know me otherwise?
I would say, who is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah.
But I mean, I still say it sometimes. But I mean, when you think it weaves into your identity, okay, and what you do, and it should. It should as you go along. That's why you get good at what you do. You know, when you see Herman Hagerman doesn't play basketball, doesn't fish, doesn't ride boats, doesn't ride the motorcycle. He can do those things. Doesn't, but horses, okay? And he's done great. Him and Morgan both have done great at it. But they don't do that and then go on the weekends and do something else. Right. Okay, it's become their identity. And the same thing what I see with you, that it becomes part of your identity. So you, as the more confident I think you become in that, the less nervous you become.
I don't know. I'm pretty nervous. I get pretty nervous. I do. I get not as much as some that we know.
Right. I understand
Yeah.
that. That makes a lot of sense. There are people out there that we know, Cody, that are really like that. They're a little bit nervous, but that's okay. But I think that okay.
Yep.
All right. We've dealt with that. We've dealt with nervous. We've dealt with horses early on. Okay. Now, when we're taking a look at this thing and we're talking about it, you are somewhat of an entrepreneur. Okay, you really are. You're a go-getter about stuff, and you're scrappy about money. Okay, I see you going after things, and you don't leave any money on the table.
No.
You go after that thing. And I really admire that in you. I see you do it all the time.
Crafty.
And I think that is such a gift. Crafty. Where did that come from? Are there other people in your family?
They are.
Like that?
They are. Yeah. There's you come from a side of the family that's all farmers, so you work for what you want.
Right.
And then blessed to be part of that. You're gonna make your stuff. You're gonna learn. And
right.
I think everybody just kind of has their own little artsy side to them a little bit. And that's kind of I guess that's where mine came from.
I think it's good. So what are you doing right now? When we talk about entrepreneur and doing some things, what are you doing?
This year we done the awards for the celebration this year. For the fall, we done them last year as well. So I really enjoy doing that because I like to see people's reaction to the actual awards and then coming up with the ideas.
Let me tell you about them awards. Okay, and you done them, so technically you're responsible. I was doing an interview today. With Hungate. Real good interview. Both going very good. Man, we're talking about everything, and it's all going backwards and forwards. And a little wind comes through, and him and I both are nervy when we're older. Okay, and those things got to blowing over, and they were pop, 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 pop.
Well, we're not lucky like Hungate to win as many.
Well, he had them. I mean, he's got a string of them.
I know
up
what
there.
barn he's in. I think they have quite a few wins already.
He's selling them on eBay right now. But I mean, they just went to popping, and so technically, I mean, it's really, you need to do something about it. I don't know what you could do with something about that.
Hang them on the wall would probably be a good thing instead of having them right out.
Never thought about that. He had them hung on the table. I will mention that to Hungate.
Kind of,
Hungate's pretty good about stuff. He is a heck of a fella.
Yeah.
I've known him forever. He is
a good guy.
He is interesting.
Hungate is a good guy.
I mean, and you know where he stands all the time.
Absolutely.
When you talk to him. Some people, me, you wonder. But
no,
I mean,
no.
him, you got him figured out. I really love him. He's just a sharp cat. He really is. All right, so entrepreneur ideas. Maybe people out there. There's 100,000 people that would like to have these things at their horse shows. You know what I mean? They would like to have you.
We can make that happen.
So you need to contact. She is all on Facebook. It's easy to get a hold of in that arena.
Yeah.
Contact her. Let her know. What about these brow bands and things like this kind of stuff?
Yeah, we do. I do brow bands, which Chelsea does brow bands as well. We both do just a little bit different design. I don't know if there's anybody else on the grounds that do or not, but engravings. A lot of people want their stuff, halters or whatever. They want those personalized. So
I've got one of those laser engravers.
Me too.
I've had it 3 years. Never used it.
Really? Well, you could have made the awards.
It scares me. I just think I'm scared I'm going to burn a hole in the table.
Well, you do have to watch. Yeah.
See,
it is a little far.
And I gave it to my daughter-in-law to try it. She never did it. I got the other young lady that works for me, Connie. I told her take it and try to use it. She's scared. And I look at the instructions and I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to.
Don't be scared.
You say
Gotta be confident.
I'm not confident like you. Well, being an entrepreneur, I mean, I do admire that. I think you have to do those things to make it and use what you got and use your head
Mhm.
and do that along. All right, we've covered entrepreneur, we've covered horses. All right,
I'm
we've
scared to
covered
know
those
what else you're
things.
gonna want to
Okay,
cover
all
here.
right, all right. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about money. Okay, now,
Yeah.
in order to live this lavish lifestyle you live
Mhm.
and to have horses,
Mhm.
I mean, you gotta take care of your money. You can't
Mhm.
throw your money to the wind.
Yeah.
You have to. But
Yeah.
how? When we talk about what advice could you give to people out there
Plan
that
ahead.
have horses?
You better plan ahead.
Uh-huh.
From what I think me and Kristen, when we came out and we were finished in the spring, we were already like, well, this is what, and you always find something when you get to the show. I need this. I
Right.
forgot this.
Right.
This
Right.
is
Makes
broke.
sense. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I would just say prepare,
Prepare and plan
just like
ahead.
you're going on vacation.
Right. Right.
Treat it as a vacation,
Right.
but working while you're
Okay.
doing it.
Okay. So when you but so really when of course you work to do what you do,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I mean, so you take that money, you invest that money back into the things you like to do, which is the horse standing behind us,
Yeah.
looking at us.
Yeah.
I mean, you take these things and focus on it, and I think that's important. You focus it on what you enjoy.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you don't dig a hole. I had a guy that owed me some money one time, and he said, I can't pay you today because I've got my money buried in the yard,
Mhm.
and I have to dig it back up. But you don't do that. You put it behind us.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's important because to talk about money, because a lot of
Yeah.
people act like, I mean, it takes a lot of money to do those things.
It does.
I mean, you bring a group of horses to something like this, you can spend $4,000 or $5,000,
Easily.
and do that easily.
Yeah, easily.
And
Especially, I can't imagine some of these people that have brought, 10 plus head.
Mhm.
How?
Right. Yeah.
Just how?
And even if other people are paying for it, you have to keep track of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, that's just a shoot.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare. Okay. But so we've talked about money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We went down the line pretty tight here. Okay. We got, all right. All that stuff is really nice. But let's talk about music. I mean, when we talk about music,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of music do you like?
I am 100% wide ranged all over the place.
So there's nothing you say, man, I hate that.
No.
Oh, that's really weird.
Honestly, there's not.
Rap?
I can on some days. Some days I sure can.
Do you think they're faking? I think they're faking sometimes when they say
I
all that
don't.
stuff.
I don't know. Do you remember Milli Vanilli?
Yes, I do. Wore the pants, I believe. He's a big investor. He has property all over the place.
Oh, not Vanilla Ice.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vanilla Ice.
No,
I get those white people mixed up.
Talking about the guy that got caught lip singing.
Oh yes,
Yeah, the rapper.
yes.
Yeah.
So he was faking.
So I mean, I could probably start that if I.
So we should. Aren't they having karaoke down here somewhere?
Are they?
I
Do you
believe
want
they
to do?
No, I don't. But I will film you.
We could.
No, you could. You and Kristen could do it. I could do that.
We could do.
I could see that.
Well, Cody
You and Cody could do
Me
that.
and Cody
I
absolutely
see a little karaoke. So music, you're not that. I can't go with it. It's got to be something you say. Oh God, I don't like that.
I absolutely. I even.
So you like new country, old country?
If both.
You like
Yes.
The Eagles
Mhm.
and Mariah? Is it a Lambert or who is all that?
Miranda Lambert.
Miranda Lambert.
Yeah, I like
know.
her.
I don't know.
I do.
I don't know.
I do.
You like that? That's really. I don't like that.
Mhm.
I'm a 70s. I'm stuck in the 70s. I listen to every morning.
Mhm.
I don't take a shower unless my music's going on. I listen most of the time to the Eagles or Dr. Hook or something like that.
If you come down to the barn in the morning,
Yeah.
you can kind of get a taste of our music.
So do you
going.
listen to the radio or do you listen to your own music?
We have our own playlist.
Okay, all right.
So
I thought I could catch
it's a little
you.
bit of everything. You can kind of tell what the mood is at the barn.
Yeah.
By what's going
I
on.
like that. Well, I mean, I think that says a lot. You're open. Okay. See, I'm not. I'm completely closed off.
Just a country
It's
guy.
music.
Or?
I'm just the Eagles, Dr. Hook, Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Waylon Jennings,
Waylon's
Merle
good.
Haggard.
Yeah. See, you're good.
But I'm in that groove that most of them are dead. So I feel like
Willie's
I'm honored.
still there.
I'm honored. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could say he's still there. You really could. Well, I tell you something. This is extremely interesting. So we've covered money.
Mhm.
We've covered entrepreneurship. We've covered why you do the crazy things you do. We know that. Horses. Okay, we understand all those things. Let's talk about something.
Mhm.
The world we live in.
Mhm.
What scares you?
Well, you know, election's coming up.
Okay.
I would hope that everybody wants to vote a little bit smarter
Right.
than what we have in the previous.
So what we're saying is, don't vote for that dummy,
There we go.
Kamala Harris. That's what we're
Basically.
saying. That's.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I
that's
apologize.
what it boiled down to.
Yeah, I'm
That- yeah,
65.
did.
I can say that.
Well, I won't say my age
You're a little more
again,
diplomatic.
but I'm saying I will absolutely not vote there.
So that scares you. What else in the world scares you? What if something makes you scared? You think, oh, you hope really doesn't happen. That's a good question.
It is a good question.
Makes you dig deep.
And it's not so much hope doesn't happen. It's
Right.
just, you kind of things that worry you a little bit, kind of
Right.
like the generation.
Yes, ma'am.
That goes back to voting. I feel like it all kind of goes hand in hand there. And that they scare me.
Yeah.
They scare me. I never really realized, hey, I am getting old because I'm picking up. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Right.
They're just ways. Maybe I'm old school. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the things that are out of your control is what
Yeah.
I think's what you're saying. There's some
Yeah.
things that seem to be out of your control. Yeah. See, I believe that too. I believe the area of life. I believe life is only separated into two parts: an area of concern and an area of influence. And there's things that we can be concerned about, and there's things we really can change. And the more we concentrate on what we can really change, and let the other stuff alone, I think the easier life gets sometimes. That's just my thoughts. I've got little things I hold on to, that, and the more of your business you bind, the more of your business you get done.
Right.
You just, if you don't, I used to have a restaurant within sight of Wendy's and McDonald's. You could see it from my restaurant. I never went up there and worried about their hamburgers. I just concentrated on the ones we sold.
You should.
And that makes a difference, I think, in life.
You should.
You know what I mean? It really does. I've said that about kids and things before. The more you concentrate on your kids and shut your mouth about everybody else's, you can raise them, work with them a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You really can.
I agree. You keep that circle small
Yeah,
and everybody mind your own and
that's it.
stay in your lane.
I like that.
Stay in your lane.
Well, we have covered a wide range.
Yeah.
A wide range of things. What makes you happy? What really makes Amy? If it said this really makes Amy happy.
It's really simple. My horse. That's what makes me happy. I get aggravated at him, and some days I can.
Yeah.
But no, that's what makes me happy.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's
It
my
really
passion.
does. Yeah. And you flipped over. It flipped over.
I did flip
You
over.
flipped one over. I mean, you flipped. Tell me about that. A lot of people don't know about it. Amy had a really bad wreck.
I'm gonna call it just a freak deal. Was riding and we just kind of got tripped up, and I went this way, and horse went that way, and concussion and all that stuff, and should have stayed at home and recouped, but we had Germantown to go to, so here I go 8 hours down the road to Germantown and won.
Yeah.
And won.
Were you by yourself when it happened?
Yeah.
See, that's to scare you to death.
Oh, it did. I didn't know where I was, and of course, I had my phone, and I'm thinking as soon as I got to, where's Bob? Where's Bob? Where's Bob? And he answers the phone. Of course, he was right there, but at the time when it happened. So now every time since when I do get on, and that I think it goes back to the confidence thing. It kind of makes you realize you are getting old.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. But I mean, you're so blessed to come through that. You could have been. That could have been it.
It was it.
It
made you think.
I know people that are that fast, things can happen. It does, and there's things that make us happy.
Yeah.
And but you're still happy with the horse.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's good. That's really good. I've shared with people. You can love things that are not good for you. You can love a dog that bites you. I've got a buddy that's got a bulldog that bites him all the time, and for no reason. It'll just bite him. He loves the old dog. Okay, isn't it strange?
Won't get rid of it though.
I mean, he won't get rid of it. No. I mean, I would take it and set it free. But he absolutely, he just. So when you think about things, you talk about how you love your horse.
Yeah.
Even something like that happened, and fell with you. You don't say, "Well, I'm going to get rid of this horse."
Well, if you ask Mom, I'm not real smart. But if you ask Dad, I did what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And I got back on.
It's good.
Yeah.
I admire that.
Yeah.
I admire that. Well, I tell you something. I appreciate Amy taking time. I know she's very busy. Horses down here showing. She's got a lot of stuff going on. and I give her a lot of trouble from time to time, and I give Amy a lot of advice that she doesn't ask for. I think that's really good. We do that alone. I was trying to think when I met you, the first time I met you at Tazewell at a horse show up there at the livestock market.
Mm-hmm.
And we said that the first time I'd met you. Yeah,
I was probably early 20s then.
yeah. I don't remember how long. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, and then we got hooked in there when Sue's
At
barn.
Sue's barn, yeah. You were sneaking riding a horse.
I snuck and ride your horse.
Sneaking riding a horse.
Yep, I would ride your horse.
Yeah, but anyway, it's great. And Amy owned one of the horses that I really loved in my life, Mr. Evolution, and her Bob owned him, and I sold him to him, and I can't think of any better place he could have ever went, than he was just. I love that rascal.
Big heart.
Yeah, I always said he's a 58-inch horse with a 62-inch heart.
Yeah, made an awesome ride the other morning.
Oh, wasn't he beautiful?
He did. He made an awesome ride.
And he just at 19 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, that just shows you taking care of a horse over the long run.
Yep.
I mean, taking care of him. Okay, again, I was thanking Amy and I forgot, and we got to talking again. Appreciate Amy being with me. Thank you for watching Just from the Shed, the Road Edition. Later.
Yay, Cody.
Well, of course we'll laugh. This is a brand new class we're trying out at the celebration this year. We're not sure what to call it. We have some names. Cody, would you like to name this class?
It must be a short class.
It must be a short class.
It didn't last very long.
I like that, a short class.
It didn't last very long.